everyone, it's your girl Summer Bimsure back at it again. Finally, it's definitely been longer than a minute, I must say. And those who looking at this title, those who know this is a very overdue presentation. But nevertheless, we give God all the thanks and praises. So as you may see today, I will start off my breastfeeding series. So I will do several videos, not too sure, depending on the time I get through these slides, because I really want them to be a bit of in-depth and go through it slowly, especially as it relates to breastfeeding, because I feel like breastfeeding is something that seems to be dying out, as it relates to this practice. But anyhow, we would see how we get through the tips of this entire presentation. Again, we'll be doing it in segments. Number one, educate and encourage expecting mothers on the importance of breastfeeding after pregnancy. Promote and encourage the importance of breastfeeding, and give factual details about breastfeeding. Why not breast? So that would be my first question to those who are expecting. Even the question goes out to the husbands, to the fathers. Why not breast? Like, why don't you think that, as a expecting mother, you should breastfeed? Why don't you think, as you're a father, you're expecting your child, your first child, maybe your second child, why don't you think that, your wife should breastfeed, your child mother should breastfeed? Why don't you think breastfeeding is important? There are a lot of folklores, fears, and beliefs out there. Not only in the Caribbean, but I mean different parts of the world. We have Asia, we have the South Pacific, different parts of the world, that may discourage breastfeeding. Yes, breast is best. Breast milk is the best milk. That should be your first consideration as it relates to nutrition for your newborn. However, we must consider and be very considerate that not all mothers can breastfeed. Although they may have a desire to do it, not all can do it. And for simple reasons such as some mothers may have HIV. So the HIV, the virus, can pass through the breast to the baby. Some mothers may be on heavy medications. So depending on the different type of medications the mother may be on, the doctor may not recommend her to breastfeed, because those type of medications can get into her breast milk and be passed to baby. Some mothers may have certain medical issues that just prevent them from breastfeeding. Also, some babies may be unable to latch for some reason. No matter how you try, the baby just can't latch. And so the mother cannot breastfeed directly, but will be able to breastfeed indirectly. So the mother will have to express her milk, like pump off her milk and store the milk so that baby can have it through a bottle. So that's another form of breastfeeding there, when you express the milk. Some babies may be born premature. So depending on the complications of their premature birth, they may or may not be able to breastfeed. For example, some premature babies may be diagnosed with bronchopulmonary dysplasia, BPD. So this is a chronic lung disease that affects premature babies most of the time because their lungs are underdeveloped, so to speak. So since their lungs are underdeveloped, they won't be getting enough oxygen. So usually a breathing tube is inserted where a baby could then have more oxygen so it could help them to breathe. So imagine this baby is already struggling to breathe. So in order for a mother to breastfeed that baby, no, the baby would have to be taken off the oxygen in order for mommy to breastfeed. And usually babies that are diagnosed with BPD, they usually get tired quickly while nursing. So these are different complications. These are different struggles that mothers do experience as it relates to breastfeeding. Because imagine if your baby is diagnosed with BPD, and sometimes it can be so severe that the child needs to be on oxygen like for most of the time. And when you take that that premature baby off the oxygen just to breastfeed within a short period of time. They're very out of breath and they need to go back on oxygen. That can be very frustrating for a mother, especially a new mother. And then all of these different fears and different beliefs can come into this new mother's head, and they might just give up on breastfeeding right away. So it is true. It is a true fact that some mothers, some couples, they do decide, yes, I am going to breastfeed our child, we are going to breastfeed. But sometimes due to different complications that come up during the breastfeeding process, some do give up.